and Val gave a bit of a tour, their old stomping grounds, and uh, Dragonborn had stumbled into a fight with some kind of magical terror in
I forgot about that completely. Oops.
in the space within like Mythdraenor.
Oops.
That spawned forth like these magical tentacles, and you guys had this battle in front of a fountain in the town square. All right. So I'm gonna kind of pull us into Are you starting that up, or Alex, or no? You were just working on your
It's
page?
I'm trying to fix Talon, and Talon it doesn't really matter too much, but this is what it would need to be anyways, and it was like the longsword I've been using since the very beginning of the game, but I just need to fix some things. It does connect. The Elven one does. I just need a +1 Elven longsword, David, and it'll be right because it'll connect. It'll contain the finesse tag, but it will still be a longsword.
Okay. I'll look at it.
Okay.
I will try to hold it together as long as I can. But as I warned you all, it's my birthday. I'm about 5 drinks in.
You have nothing to say or justify.
Apologize for, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I will be here as long as I can.
You're good.
We're just glad you get to spend like
Yeah.
the day with us.
I am so glad to hang out with you guys. I had kids D&D in the morning with my son and my best friend's kids. We went to an escape room, hibachi, and oh my god, the drinks. And then 2 emergency calls, which I'm trying to handle while intoxicated. This is exciting.
Perfectly
Just
fine.
trying to sound professional.
Plug the stove, I think, or in the fridge.
Did you ask them if their refrigerator was still running?
And no, I didn't make a dad joke.
Alex, did you start the stream?
Yeah, it should be live.
I get a push notification for it.
Oh, you did? Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Whatever. We're ready to go live. I'm ready.
We are live. We have been
Okay.
live.
All right. So welcome back to M&A&D&D episode 1. Oh shit. 25. We're gonna just call it Mythdraenor is a dump.
You son of a bitch.
I agree.
Like, is it true?
Son of a bitch.
We find M&A finds themselves in the middle of Mythdraenor, having finally made their way there, kind of looking for the next clue in the mystery of how to free Quetzalcoatl, how this connects to this this new plague that is kind of sweeping the Sword Coast and causing the convergence. We're just going to pick up right where we had left off, in the middle of the town square, having defeated this magical consequence, this mithril that had been destroyed, mithril that had been destroyed, causing this these kind of pockets of magical disturbance that our Dragonborn stumbled across. You all managed to survive your first encounter and find yourselves sitting outside of a fountain in the middle of the square.
Big buzz.
If you give one more sales pitch regarding buying land in this area, I will, in fact, force your head so far underneath the ground, we will find where the drow started from.
I promise I wasn't
I
going
like
to give
this
any more
plan.
sales pitches.
I like this plan.
I second that plan.
The motion
I
has
don't
been
know, it
seconded
might-
and carried. Right now we have the quorum. Do
Uh,
not give a sales pitch.
Not a sales pitch.
Valen, do you have
No more sales.
some nice plants that we might pot up his ass when he gets his head shoved in the ground?
I don't know.
It's curious as you said it's no more sale, like talking about sales, because like a timeshare
Oh my
is
god!
actually
Please, son of a.
some.
I
The best
will
part
roll
about
like
it-
goddamn attack
Is
roll.
that, is
I
that
will, in
flame
fact,
monster still
roll an
alive?
attack
Can we
roll
feed him to it?
and hurt you.
Seriously, I me too. Same here.
You're entering in as a group rental agreement, and
Oh,
not.
that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Where's
It
my character
only
sheet?
carries on in perpetuity for forever.
I
So-
am that close of hitting road the actions.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Ben is actively doing
Roll,
that. So.
roll to. Just,
Well, there's a natural
just
20 to
swing.
literally shove your
Yes!
fucking face.
Yeah! Shove it!
I'm not kidding anymore. Vamo will take his face and shove it in the ground, and we will move on.
Uncanny Dodge.
I'm
Ooh,
done with this.
I'll give a golf clap to that one. That's a golf clap.
Thank you.
Val, out of nowhere, holds up the judge's 10 sign.
The 10 sign. 9.8. Should roll that damage.
All right. So as the smoke and seemingly mysterious myth of smoke dissipates, you find yourselves in the middle of a very barren and empty myth Jenner. You all had been so familiar with this previously in the past. This is alarming to many degrees, in which all of a sudden empty streets, empty homes. Standing in front of this large fountain has this kind of marble-esque dais all the way around it, and then in the center, you see this kind of a beautiful statuesque elven woman in this flowing gown, her serene face, her hand outstretched. The statue seems to embody the grace and elegance of the elven people. But time has passed. Many things have happened in the past that this is no longer. The water is no longer flowing in this, and so it's just this dry, kind of like it's like a creek bed.
Again, I do not see any further proof that the cause of the drow was not the egotism of elves and them forcing them underground. And these constant proof of abodes which have deep basements does not disprove my theory.
I never said the elves were good.
That one's good. I don't want to have that conversation. Never mind. So we need to start looking for basements.
Yep.
Or, I don't know. You guys know the woods. Is there like a cave or the.
Well, I'm just gonna
Most
say.
of the places.
What did I say? Did I tell you guys about last time about basements in Mythdraenor?
I think there was mention of basements.
So, in their peak, and I've only seen some of them because only so many houses were of the right age and whatever. But some houses had what we would call vast chasms underneath them. So when Mythdraenor was at its peak. They couldn't build. They didn't want to build out because they had the protective dome around it, right? But what they did was, and they didn't want to outwardly show their wealth or their power or all this other stuff. So they would literally bore holes into the ground and then like build pocket dimensions into things. And so there is chances that sometimes they went physically into the ground, like really, really far, that could possibly intersect with the Underdark. But like literally, there are things that could be whole dungeons underneath some of these houses. Okay, and if they found something of truly great magical importance or value, whether it's like a wand that has like 17 different spells on it, they would just bore a hole in a single spot that only they would know, and they would hide it. So like the reason why people keep coming here is because there's always more stuff to find, because I don't think we'll ever have enough time to find all the crazy shit that these people were hoarding and hiding in this area. But that's also what causes the wane and stuff of good times and bad times, because as soon as they start building things up and someone finds one of these magical artifacts, it's enough to buy a kingdom, and they could use it to rebuild this area to make themselves really, really powerful. And inevitably, this shit's basically cursed.
So all I've understood from what your statement was that elves are over infatuated, over empowered, and truly not worthy of the same.
Okay, with this whole anti-elf thing, like, I get where some of it comes from, but at the same time, I don't know if I
Those
told
are your
you
own
clear
words.
enough. No, I don't. But I think you heard very particular parts of the word. Myth Drannor was a multicultural city, all right, that was built originally by the elves, but there were lots of people here. So the people that, I would just say it was generally greedy people. It doesn't necessarily mean it was elves. There are people from all walks of life that were here because they wanted to work in harmony, but they also, power generally corrupts. All this kind of stuff generally corrupts. So before I want you to make sure
Okay,
you understand the
How
difference
many
between
Goliaths are down here?
right now. One, you, all right?
I rest my case.
I mean,
Damn.
it's a dead city right now.
Yeah,
That's-
like it's not really a great thing, and I couldn't tell you how many Goliaths were here before.
I doubt very many.
That's an assumption that you're making.
Please give me a list.
I literally
many
can.
But you were here. How many Goliaths were your neighbors?
A handful. There wasn't any race that was unsurprising to me.
Your lack of specificity tells me everything I need to know. Please point at the richest home so we can get down to where the holes which you created the drow for, so we can get to this issue, get back to hell, and I can solve this problem for you.
Okay, time out real quick. Are you actually mad at like when did I miss the transition to you being mad at Liam? Because I feel like this was not where we left things off, and I feel I'm missing.
I am in a basement. I cannot see the sky. I cannot smell the
we're on
wind.
street.
No, we're
No,
And we're
literally
underground.
we're
Out
literally
in
on
the
the street.
out
No,
in the open.
We haven't gotten to a basement yet.
no. We are in Myth Drannor. The spine of the world is at
Ah.
least 3 days travel that way.
It's what
that
far
kind of
more
basement.
three.
More
Yeah.
energy here than my entire culture ever had. That is where the frustration is coming from.
I mean, you've been to Waterdeep too, and it's not like they.
And
they
I
didn't-
dislike that place as well. Please see the
Alex
argument
is just
I
trying
had.
to figure out what's where literally last time we played, this was not top of mind when I was talking to him, so I just wasn't ready for the transition.
Okay, so he's been stuck in this place where there's opulent wealth, whereas his people are destitute and trying to scavenge for food.
Okay, it was just a hard transition coming back into it, so I just wanted to be out of character. I was just I wanted to clarify that because I was
Why
very
am I
confused.
getting yelled at?
I was
So,
like, why
the ver-
am I defending race and social theory all of a sudden? I don't want to be in this situation
Okay.
either.
Okay, so Alex, I started this at last game. I didn't get to get the full role, but the fact that there's opulence wealth here, where his where Vamos people are poor and literally having to hunt for food. Put that into perspective for a second.
I understand the perspective. I don't think Liam was going to argue with you on that. It was just a hard turn. It felt like all of a sudden because Liam's shit on this place. Me and David both our characters left this area, so like it wasn't like we wanted to be here. So it's not like I'm trying to defend anybody. I'm just telling you the history of it. You can. All right. We're done. We move on. I was just very confused. I just needed to make sure I knew what was going on. All right.
Where's the most old money section of this town?
No,
let me go actually.
because Alex, hold on, because Alex asked. The frustration, which I have tried to make very clear, is that the further Vamel gets towards this land of former opulence, when he comes from a land of destitute people, starving people, and dead people, is, oh, look at our pretty houses. Where he comes from, oh, look, my brother died because we couldn't get enough food.
Okay.
But the irony is that this is a fucking dead city. So this isn't opulent anymore. It is decimated.
It's been in ruins. So
It's been in ruins for over
whatever
100
year
years.
it is- No, whatever year it is, it's been in ruins since that year. Like the calendar is based on when this city fell, and we're in like
the last major
a
time.
1300 years since this city fell.
Now
So, like, that's what
it
D&D
comes
is.
back and forth occasionally. So like that's when we were here, it was like on part of the rebirth part, and then of course it collapsed while we were gone. So it's a cursed city. There are portals to hell. There are portals to the abyss. There are portals to everything because it was cheap labor.
Can I get a perception roll?
From who?
Anybody who wants it.
From anybody? Everybody?
Mine's gonna be a
Everybody.
disadvantage. 'cause I'm
Everybody
trying to
roll a
figure out
d20.
random stuff.
Everybody
A
just roll
D20 or perception?
Yeah, everybody just roll a d20.
Okay.
I can do that.
I was like, maybe I'll roll less than a 10 and it'll become a 10. No, I rolled exactly a 10.
I rolled an 8, so
Oh.
you're fine.
You rolled an
Nice.
8. All right.
Excuse me.
If
I'm really
that's
sorry I have
actually
hiccups.
perception,
No, I'm just.
there's
I'm
a
just
plus
wondering.
4 to that, but I just rolled a
Whoever
D20.
rolls the d20, the highest d20 gets to roll the perception.
Oh.
Liam, did you roll one?
21 was my final. That was my total.
No, we're
Yeah,
just
but you
rolling
rolled
a d20.
perception.
Oh,
We're
I
talking
rolled
about
a
just
10.
rolling a D20.
You rolled a
He
10?
said perception,
Okay.
and I clicked the perception immediately.
I got it. Yeah, but I did.
But it's a 10
so-
on the die.
So, Astrid is gonna roll a perception.
Jesus. But I just burned my high roll.
I just found a new Myth Drainer map.
It did not show.
I'll send it to you, Viva.
All right, you got a 17.
I did get a 17. Look at me.
So you all standing around here, as the group kind of like starts to look around and discuss picking a new homes to dig through and stuff, you recall them having talked about this particular fountain and this particular statue several times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But since it's been 3 months, you're reminding them.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'll walk over and take a look at the very lovely, not suspicious at all statue.
So again, you see this kind of marble-esque elven woman with this flowing gown, and then along the circular base that is about like 7 or 8, I would say about 3 or 4 feet outside of the perimeter. Like, so she's standing in the base, and then 3 or 4 feet out, there's this giant circle, and you
Oh, that's convenient.
you had noticed like quite a bit of the art and architecture and what still kind of remains of that the intricate wood carvings. Through your travels, you notice that it seems as though like the art style and stuff seems very eclectic. Seems to kind of span many different races and cultures, but in particular, this one you notice that it's mosaic in a lot of fashions, and there's a lot of different kind of maybe glyphs or pictures that are carved, and this is called
So we happen to just be standing by Castle Cormac there. Let's see, lining that up.
So all of these carvings and stuff are like in a circle around this
yeah.
statue.
There's a bunch. If you were to really take a look, there's like probably 32 different glyphs carved into the many marble tiles that encompass this statue.
Do I recognize any of them?
I mean, yeah, you recognize a bunch of different things. Like you recognize symbols for like hammers, swords, glaives. You recognize different constellations. It's a wide variety of different things, and what Liam had told you about Myth Drenner is that at its peak, at its highest point, this place happened to be kind of the melting pot of the entire known world, in which cultures from all over kind of. And so this statue, although it depicts this outland woman in the middle, it does pay homage to, seems like, all the different races and cultures and backgrounds that that you could find here.
It is clear that we have to find a home which has yet another sub-basement which leads even further to the Underdark.
Well, if we have to pick one of the richest and nicest ones, we happen to be standing outside of one. By happenstance, we are next to Castle Cormac there, which I looked up in 2 different maps and is true.
Lead on then.
So yeah, it's funny how we were just standing by one of the, I assume, larger ones. So this building here is actually Castle Cormanthor. I guess I will go walk around. Thank you, David.
All right, so you
So I'll
turn
look
your
around and
focus on
see. Yeah, I don't.
Can you describe Castle Cormanthor for everybody?
You jerk.
Take your time. Be very, very descriptive, please.
Yeah. Let me see what I can find out. Castle Cormanthor was once a great citadel located in the heart of Mithranor. Convenient for us, we just happen to be standing right next to it. Castle Cormanthor was a stunning example of elven design and architecture. Citadel was unevenly shaped with 7 spire towers of various sizes reaching out to the sky. And each one of them can be accessed through a series of walkways. All crumbled and became very dangerous over time and stuff like that. The spires are enchanted so that they glow at night, and fairy fire dances around the main and largest tower. The main body has 3-floor tall. The tower is rising up to 20, 40 feet high. Many arrow slits around it, so traditional in that way. So yeah. We just happen to be standing next to it. Look, if I had to make it without knowing where it is, this is my best guess. This isn't a bad place to start. It's well enough known that I would expect anything easily accessible is already picked through. But yeah.
Does anyone have detect magic?
Yes.
Yeah, I have detect magic as well. His is easier to use though.
Okay. Can you cast it? It's like a general dusting off my brain here.
You can.
It's like just a general like circle around.
It's vision based and within like what he's looking at within a radius. But I'm pretty sure if he uses it, it's going to light up in varying degrees of.
There's the spell name.
Of magic. Everything here is built with magic.
Yeah, it's just kind of like bing, 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 pings all around you guys.
Okay.
Viva, I'm gonna send you this other link I found.
I would say similar to how Val has been like struggling with portals because they seem to be so present everywhere.
Everywhere around this place.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. It's very almost disorienting to try to
Val
pinpoint.
has. I mean, we made it a point of when Val got off of the airship when we were coming into Mythgenre that Val felt like sick, like headaches and stuff like that because of how much energy there is that's centralized on this location.
Hey, I'm doing a test roll real quick. This doesn't mean anything, guys.
Is everybody going to go into this castle, or is it just going to send in?
I
Small
go.
follow
I
him.
go
At
with
first.
them. I would like to see what's in the castle.
Is anybody gonna like stay outside and investigate, or?
We've already
I can
attacked once
say-
out here, right? So I'd say we probably should all go in.
I'll stay close to the castle, like within shouting distance. But I mean, if it's like the biggest, most obvious place, I don't know if there's really going to be anything there
Well,
that hasn't already been
there.
closed up, torn through.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, there's different levels of things. It's probably worth looking around here. How about this, Val? Can you get on your broom and do a look around the top, see if there's a easy way to access it from not on the ground level, and I'll check the ground level to see what I can find for any openings or traps or whatever.
Why didn't you just have Astrid go up there with her boots?
Oh, yeah,
She said she was going to stay outside, so I was asking the next person who can fly.
Oh, yeah. I'll go take a look.
Bamel, before you walk into the castle or wherever we're going next, do you recognize any of the glyphs on the fountain that's outside? I guess that's like a Astrid asking Valmel who but also asking the DM if there are any specific glyphs that he would recognize that I might not be as familiar with.
So
He's a book guy. He
Vamel
knows lots of things.
Vamel's a book guy. Vamel is a religious guy. Vamel is also probably kind of already wandering, like circling the base of this, just recognizing a ton of shit.
Okay.
So Vamel, if you were to do some kind of history check. There may be more specifically something.
Okay.
I'll do a history check.
He finds the house is actually made by his ancestor.
I knew it.
So I guess Valen would be probably stationed around the entrance area, and then just kind of check out the surroundings.
All right, so Liam, Val, and Valen are checking out Castle Cormanthor relatively,
Yeah, I'll
and
just walk around and do a perception check.
Astrid and
I've roped Vamal in at this point.
yeah, Vamal are hanging out at the fountain. Darfarius is also just kind of like dancing around like the fountain, just being Darfarius. So Vamal, you see, I think more specifically, there is. You make a correlation to some of these particular glyphs lining up in a particular order. Like you would assume that this star pointing in its place is leading north, and then you kind of like based off of that, you see, okay, this is not just a fountain; it's also kind of like a sundial-ish setup. So there's intricacies to even the carving and the practical use of this. You find interesting that the four cardinal directions are fairly specific, like celestial carvings, and that's kind of rings true to you with how a lot of the different cultures of the Sword Coast would do things in their own cities, their own towns, and you find it different in those like quarter spans. You see homages, glyphs that are kind of homages to the different cultures that you know. So like it points to like the humans of the Sword Coast. You see like the wizards that would be coming from, pointing fairly in the direction of where you know the red wizards originally had come from. You see that there's an indication that potentially would have an inclination towards like the dwarven society of the mountains in the southwest and what you know of the cities here. And so there certainly is a lot to it that you think is pretty interesting, and it tells a bit of a story, and it tells a bit of a history, and you find it fairly fascinating, being a learned man, that this seemed at first glance decorative, but now it tells some sort of a story, and there was certainly way more thought put into it.
Okay.
Valen, are you stepping inside of the Castle Cormanthor?
Yes. Like I said, I'm in the entrance area within the castle itself.
All right.
Maybe in the courtyard.
Is it an obvious entrance right now that I can go through with him, or because I'd be looking for stuff to kind of walk
Yeah.
through? All right.
Let me check something. My dog just quit.
So what else can I give in terms of interesting background on it? During the Weeping War, which is what most DR I think is based around, lots of refugees fled to this castle for shelter because there's one of the few castles actually in here. But the Army of Darkness still was able to invade and breach the defenses.
Army of Darkness meaning like drought?
Yeah. Like,
Just making sure we weren't talking like
Yeah, we're talking movie.
mist creatures or something.
No. Army of Darkness would have been. Let me double check my answer. Army of Darkness should be fiends and like demons and that kind of stuff. So devils and demons that were
Gotcha.
warring. In which you defeated. Yeah, let's look at Army of Darkness. The Army of Darkness was a massive force of nearly 60,000 Yugloths, orcs, bugbears, hobgoblins, gnolls, fleens, ogres, trolls, the assaulted Mythdraenor.
Okay, so
Okay.
and is Val with you guys?
I think he was flying up top to kind of look at how things looked from above.
All right, so yeah, they're going into the house. So that the main doorway is huge. This is enormous, as you would expect on the main house of this particular place, right? So the doors are huge, and the doors are like off. One of them is off its hinge, cracked open, and so you could see inside. So those of you that are going in the house, I just want to just verify, it is right now. It's just Liam, and it is just Valen. Val, are you going inside as well?
To be clear, this is more of a castle than a house, but semantics.
Yes, castle.
I do not think Val was planning to go in.
Okay. So what happens next is about a half hour passes, and those of you that stayed outside, you see like the stained glass light up in these like lights of explosions, and you hear noises and screaming, and then come
Oh my
stumbling
God.
out of the front door is both Val and Valen, Liam and Valen, and they're like covered in soot, and they're sweating, and there's shit all over them. They're kind of like
Covered in
slime all over them,
soot?
and they've each lost 30 HP.
Damn.
But
Fuck.
nothing to report as far as just a chaotic, horrible mess inside of that place.
Don't go inside. Let's find someplace else.
Considers the conditions that consider the conditions of us as a warning. Do not venture further inside of the
Do you remember, Emily? During COVID, they did a fireside chat from Matt and Marisha's home, and they tried to set a fire in their fireplace, and then found out that it wasn't.
I do
clean.
remember seeing those.
So
clips.
they literally went offline when the fire alarm went off, and then they came back like 5 or 10 minutes later, and their hair's all messed up, and they have soot all over their face, and they're like. So that's what I imagine this scene being like. Is just sort of. Let's not talk about it anymore, but let's not do that. Shit happened.
As you guys stumble out, what has everybody else been doing for the last 30 minutes?
So you were saying that the fountain itself, like it tells a story and it kind of points in different directions of different cultures. Does it point down? Like down as in like into the earth? It's like recognized all of these different cultures, but like it's very obvious at like this point it has skipped a very large chunk of like what the culture were like. Yeah, it's almost like they've like ignored a large chunk.
No, but you do notice like the Alvin figure points like with one hand like kind of up like this, and then her left hand kind of like in this. If you would look at it, it would seem like kind of a relaxed spot, but you notice her hands like a little bit of like a point, and she's pointing into like, and you assume this because of the water would flow and have this nice like effect, but it does look like now that you've had this thought that she is looking, like pointing into the base of the fountain itself.
I mean, I'll jump in there, dig around. There's no water in it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So you hop into the fountain itself.
It's
and
got to drain somewhere, right?
Yeah. So you're kind of looking around the base, and you notice that the marble tiles inside of the base match those that surround the exterior as well.
Mhm.
And as you kind of hop in there, I mean, there's a lot more than just those glyphs that you had seen, but so there's double the amount of different glyphs in there. Some of
Oh.
them just look like they're designed. Some of them just look like they're art.
Okay.
And some of them, as you step in it, seem to almost click.
Oh boy. Okay. If I do like a full circle, could I count how many click, or is it like they're
Yeah,
all
how many
clicking or
symbols did I say that there were?
a lot?
Yeah, I think I said like
You the cardinal directions
yeah, I think I said there was
plus
like
some more.
30. I think I said that there's something like around 30.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's roughly like 30 clicks. And
So this
as
whole
you
thing
kind of
is-
like stomp around, sometimes water would like kind of like splurt out of the statue itself. Sometimes it would just like blow air up into the air. Sometimes you just kind of hear this like squeak out, and this gaseous forms would kind of like pop up into the air.
I didn't know Liam already found his way down there.
I heard that.
This is like
DM, can I ask a question?
Puzzles.
Uh-huh.
So the incidents that Leah and myself just went through,
We don't talk
we
about that
said-
anymore.
we basically set a trap, but nothing else. We
Nope.
couldn't find anything. We didn't find anything.
I said it was a very picked through
Found a lot of
location.
traps.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
the DM is attempting to let you know that the next part of the story is probably at the fountain that he keeps telling us about, not the random castle that just
Okay.
happened to be on the side of the road.
just found.
Got
Alex just so happened to find.
Look, we just happened. Literally, our characters are right by it, and also
Yes.
someone was saying, "Find me the richest place that you can go look into." And I was like, "Well, we're right next to this big one that happens to fall in line with the lore." So I was like, "Let's
Yeah.
just go into that one if we want to try that." Don't do it.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't.
Oh, that's clear.
Yeah, my brain. I'm not a puzzle girly. Okay.
You are. You're the one that solved all the puzzles earlier, but
That is true.
She is, but then she picks up the new Zelda game and can't figure out the level. The
No.
initial-
The solution is bed.
The solution
that
is
doesn't
bed.
work.
Bed will always work.
Bed will always work.
all right. So
Anyways. Yeah,
you
I'll
all-
just keep trying the tiles. And I
Dark-
guess if
and
one.
Darkarius is more than happy to help you. So he's just like
Oh yeah, yeah.
hopping around, hitting everything at the same time, and it's just like this chaotic.
Can
Uh-huh,
I?
yes,
can-
you.
do I see
Okay.
this happening? Right.
Yes.
I'm gonna take 5 more steps back.
Okay.
I've already been blown. Everything
mean,
blown up. Them just hitting a bunch of
it's fair.
buttons and tiles.
Um,
I'm not gonna correct them,
Yeah,
but I'm also
can-
not gonna be right next to it.
may my character use healing magic, because I'm at half, close to half.
30? Put you at half?
I'm like 44 out of 74.
He still only has a negative Constitution modifier.
God
That
damn.
didn't
Yeah.
change.
Dude, yeah. Do whatever you gotta
He's
do,
so
man.
squeezy.
Jesus, dude.
He loses HP as he gets older.
The new player manual might fix that.
I thought that was. I
thing
picked the
of the
number. I was
past.
just like, that can't possibly have any effect anymore.
Constitution is not going to be a major issue.
All right. Come on, y'all, work together.
Okay. So all of these random buttons have effects.
That's good.
Uh-huh.
But I need one that like. What about the one that? I'm gonna go real obvious here. What about the one that the statue is literally like its hand is closest to?
That one happens to be a
Dick.
family crest.
A family. Thank
Yeah.
you.
A family crest. It is. It is
It
a
better
penis.
not be ours.
I'll call the
Swear to
brothers
God.
over.
I'm not looking at a family dick, Chris.
I'll brush it off. Call the two brothers over.
Well, I'll
Do
walk
you-
over and
Do
check
you
it out.
recognize this?
Let me get
I'll
history
give
check.
you a history roll. I
Wow,
will-
straight 14.
I will roll history. How about a one better? Just all I need to do to be better than my brother.
So Val's just like, well, yeah, this is a very like based off the shield on this crest. This part of the crest, like this is Alvin hierarchs. This is kind of like a celebrated Alvin family here.
As long as it's not mine, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you don't recognize it as yours. Liam, more specifically.
Remember, Liam stayed in school. Val fucking dipped.
Yeah,
Not that much
That's
more.
stay in school, kids.
he stayed in school one goddamn dice roll more. So Liam is just like, oh yeah, no, actually, like very specifically, this is a family crest of Ald Las Sadis.
Nerd.
I just need to be correct for him. I just gotta be more correct than he is.
Oh my god.
I can't say what you said, so I definitely said that in game. All
Does it
last-
also?
Slotties. I don't know what he said.
The wall of light is typing. Diva, have you really been that bored that you changed your name in this?
What?
Huh?
I didn't change my name. What is the wall of light?
That's what,
That's what it comes up with?
That's
That's awesome.
Not only is it what is the
That
wall
is
of
not
light,
me.
but it sounds like something you would say before we all die. All the last sad he's. Obviously. Explicitly explained
was
that way.
it?
Odd last sad hoe?
Oh my
And-
god.
and
He's,
so-
it's a he's.
So both Liam and Valen, her ears kind of peak because your memory of this particular person, this is a very notable figure in the history of Myth Drenner. He had been one of the Netherese wizards who had unleashed one of the attacks and brought down the Mythal previously in one of the earlier ages.
All I heard was you saying the missile, but with a lisp.
We don't talk about the
myth-
character's
the mythal
list, all right? It
is-
was just how things were said back then.
This is why I don't read fantasy books, because I just like all these names. I'm like nonsense. His name is Steve. And then I get to the end of the book where they all finally emerge, and I'm like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? Like, they're all named
That's my
Steve, and all
favorite
their-
part about Dune is all of them are weird ass names except for fucking Paul, the main character. They're like, we're gonna have to say this
Don't
name a
forget
lot.
this guy.
Let's see.
Does the tile click like the other ones?
Yes, it is a clickable tile.
Does anything happen when I click it?
It explodes.
No.
I know, probably.
I mean, she's resistant to fire damage, so it wouldn't be the worst
Yeah.
thing.
I mean,
Ah,
it
shoot,
would only
Sabine.
kind of hurt. God damn it. I don't. What was. So it just clicks.
Yes, it is. It is one of the 30 clickable tiles.
And it's the only one that has this crest on it.
Yes, it is the only family crest that you, based off of what they just told you, that's the only. It is the only family crest on in the area.
Okay. Can I lift the tile, or is it like in there?
Oh, so you kind of get down and you start examining them, and they're not really. Give me an investigation.
Okay. Give me a great roll.
So yeah, you get down and they're the way this was crafted. There's certainly no real way in order to like get it like a tool or sharpened blade or anything underneath it to 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 lift it. It's so finely detailed and crafted that and the craftsmanship is in such a way that yeah, you don't think that there's a way to get underneath it to dislodge these things.
Okay.
And so it kind of as you're down there, you see like Endorf Ferris is just like bouncing around doing these things, and you notice like as he hitting one doesn't do anything, but he manages to hit like 4 or 5, and then a spurt of water, and then 4 or 5, and that gust of air.
So it's got to be like a combination. Or all of them. We just have to smash all the buttons. Face of like, no, not quite.
If I had said, let's see, there's 6 of you, and 6 times forward.
Are we playing Twister? Is that the thing?
Yeah,
Clearly.
like, yeah, I should have designed it like that. Like, what would that look like?
Look at this.
I need more brain power. Somebody help.
So
Like this is the odd tile out. Like we'll have the odd tile out. Which makes me think that it is important in some way, shape, or form. However, there's some combination of tiles that we have to hit in order to make it relevant. Not relevant. I don't know the correct word for it. Ooh. No. I was gonna ask if the statue like rotates, but that's point.
Do you want me to try and walk through straight down and see if there's a lever on the other side to just open this?
Walk through straight down.
I have the ability to walk through the ethereal plane for a little bit, so I can quite literally phase through this part of the stone.
Even if it's like magic.
Yeah, kind of. According to this,
Atlanta.
that's the spell that I have. It only lasts for one turn, but I don't have the 8-hour duration. But otherwise, I have that.
So 1 turn, what happens if you?
I get shunted, which is
He takes
just
damage
normal.
and gets shunted by whatever. If you look at like Dimension Door, you'll see shunting
It's
rules.
like what? It's D10 per 10 feet. Of
I think
shunt?
so, like that.
I don't know. Team, work together, figure it out.
I just don't know how deep it goes. So like, I could be trying to get down, not make it all the way, and then get shot out.
Get shot. Yeah.
Dimension Door is just 4d6 of force damage and it fails. So you probably just get shunted and then take 46. It's not as bad as what we thought.
But,
what is the
let's try to
situation we're
find-
on? I'm sorry, I was away.
We are trying to figure out a puzzle at the statue.
So the statue fountain has a bunch of tiles with different insignias on them.
Yeah,
Depending
and-
on which ones you hit, they activate and will do something. There's one that's the family crest one. It's also the one that the fountain is pointing down to. Or like the
Do they
figure
correlate
on
to
the
a
fountain.
map of anything? Or
I
any of
think
them?
there are ones that coordinate with like cardinal directions a little bit, but like not that I have been able to figure out.
Okay. And then
I think we were thinking about just break force through it earlier, but that
I
obviously
want to
probably
solve the
won't work.
puzzle.
Yeah.
are any of the? I mean, so I know you said one of them is like the older family crest, right, Viva?
Mhm.
So, are any of the other ones like are the ages of the family crests getting newer, or are they like obviously like representing times and dates?
There's only one family crest,
Okay.
but you can do a history check.
Okay. Let me also run a history check then. See if it'll work.
Is there any of them?
Hey!
Oh,
Okay.
is there any
So,
of them that represent?
uh-huh.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So certainly there, everything seems to be representative, and then like these two individuals, Liam and Valen, had come to you all with kind of a deep history of this, and although they all loosely tie to the history of Myth Dranner, you all find a heavier bias towards elven history in some of these glyphs, to which you notice
Some are
that-
Elven and some are not, and I shouldn't tell this to Rommel.
yeah, this is awkward at this point, because you do see the ones that kind of like ring to you as important is a book, a leaf, a sword, and a star. Get out of here, monkey.
A book, a leaf, a sword, and a star. Right?
Uh-huh. And the reason is because the star represents the Alvin connection to the heavens. The leaf symbolizes the Alvin love of nature. The sword represents the Alvin warrior spirit, and the book is signifying its pursuit of knowledge.
Okay.
Book.
I guess we have enough people that all of us can stand.
I mean, my get.
We can
I don't-
activate those 4 plate, or like at least like stand on those 4 plates to see what happens.
If there's an order, let's try Star Leaf Book Sword. I would say that Elven culture prioritize where we came from in nature first, and then I'm less sure about the book and the sword. So, but again, I could be wrong. I'm just trying to read into what these mean.
What was
and
the
what they
order,
are.
Alex, you wanted to try?
Star, where we came from, and this like moon, star, sun, all those kind of things. I would assume under star, leaf, book, then sword.
Okay. So you
That's-
all stand on it, and you hear this huge, like this gear kind of snap into place, and then the whole bottom of the fountain shakes,
Oh.
but nothing happens.
So which means one of the symbol is in the right order, but we need to rearrange
Or
the other 3.
that last plate needs to be activated.
Wait, when you say the last plate, you mean the house
The one
sigil?
with the crest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do these 4 again in this order, and then hit that one. And if nothing happens, we switch
Yeah.
sword and book, maybe.
All right. So you guys all now stand on this star leaf
Book, sword, and then
book sword
crest.
crest, and you guys feel the ground shake underneath you, and it jams into place, and nothing happens.
Okay, so
Did it-
let's
did it-
try
React.
star leaf sword book then.
Star leaf, sword book,
Sword
crest.
book,
Yeah.
and then crest. Yes.
All right. So you guys all stand into place, and all of a sudden, you hear that grinding gears, and then all of a sudden, parts of that marble floor starts to open up, and as it moves, you start to see a staircase that leads below the fountain.
Hell yeah!
Think we found our way in.
First try.
First try.
All
For
right.
some reason, I just took me back to playing Destiny raids with Terry. 3 hours
All right.
into it, first try.
First try.
So, as you all venture deeper into this tomb, you find this wide marble stairs that descend into the ground. Now, bear with me, because I don't know how this is going to go.
Secret tunnel.
Does it make you feel better if I also don't know how it's gonna go? Oh.
Oh my god.
All right.
I'm row investigation.
Before we get too far into this, are we sure some of you don't want to check out some of the other houses on the block? I mean, there's some lovely options. Okay.
No, let's do this. This has boss encounter
got a
written
little-
all over it. Let's go.
You got a little soot still there on your face.
What are you talking about?
So the marble staircase
survived-
descends
I
into this-
survived 2-floor jump. I can survive this.
Into this giant hall, but in front of you, how far does this? Okay, the ground is covered in this kind of green, murky water, and it stretches up into the last, like, one of these stairs here, kind of showing you, like, so essentially this cavern in this new area is well underwater.
When we step in around the water, can I check to see if there's any tells of creatures that might be in the vicinity? Like, is this
I was
something?
just gonna throw a rock.
Well, I'm trying to see, like, is this likely, you know, ooze infested water? Is this likely, you know, green or black dragon infested waters? Because those kinds of things, like, do like these types of environments and whatnot. So that's kind of what I'm looking for.
I would like you to do a survival check.
Okay.
Take a sip of the water. Does it taste like dragon?
Don't drink the water. There's blood in the water.
I'm currently peeing in the water.
So you get up into the water's edge, and it is as still as it, you know, sheet of ice. And you could kind of see like cobwebs and dirt that just kind of like sits in place on top of it. This water hasn't moved in a long time. You dip the tip of one of your swords in it, and you watch it drip off, and it is kind of like this viscous liquid, and it stretches almost like syrup off the tip of your sword.
Ew.
And you know better than to step in it.
Okay. Wait.
Let's try to stay out of the water as much as possible.
So
Is that possible?
Well, can I freeze the water over so we can walk on it?
I'm gonna say you guys can like walk maybe up to this point.
And then the rest of the room is water.
Because I have a spell that can create the freezing surface that we can walk on.
Okay.
I would say only, like, don't expend a spell slot just because you're, as far as I remember, you can only do a certain area and you'd have to recast it to get further in, and this looks to be much larger of a location than.
It's a 40 feet square, and the area that I can freeze is 40 feet square, and the range of that spell is 150 feet.
Yeah, so like you could do this room effectively would be a full foot square.
But I mean, there's water like up here.
But yeah, if there's stuff like everywhere else, we would have to like run multiple.
Okay.
Oh, did you guys just uncover part of the map just by doing that?
No.
I have stupid far vision.
I stepped. I can see to here. I stepped forward.
I can see there's some damage on the floor down.
Emily and I have 120-foot dark vision, so like our thing is just like it's very.
How do you guys have that far dark vision?
Because they're cheaters.
We'll just call them. Yeah. All right, Liam. So Valen, you can certainly do that if you want. It might take up.
Emily, and the other part was I had it with the black dragon mask, but it didn't turn off.
Well, it just happened to not turn off.
It's off on my character. I can see Emily's like character screen because I have her attached to my thing, so like I have her vision as well.
So I read the description. It does freeze the surface of the water, but it also will create a situation that's gonna get hard to walk on.
All right, I'm gonna walk back to everyone else.
So
I have a solution. Two of you already have. I wish I had that.
You had that.
No, I have water breathing.
Oh.
Which might not be a bad idea to do.
Isn't that getting into the water is a bad idea?
Yeah, no, we don't want to do. We don't want to do water breathing. I thought he had water walk.
I can cast fly on 3 of us.
Oh yeah, I guess I have boots of flying.
Yeah, two of you can fly. So I can cover the other 3. If Darth hops in the hammer, and then I can cover 3 of us. It'll be my 1/5 level spell, but you know it'll get all of us with fly.
I mean, what are the rules around? Hold on.
For carrying somebody, you're gonna be moving a lot slower. I think you can't do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it might. might be.
And as you guys are trying to figure this out, Darth is on his knees, like ready to scoop up some of this viscous molasses
Drink
into
that.
his hand.
Don't
and
drink it. Don't drink it.
See how this is Chaos Goblin. Calm down. Part of me wants to just go like, see how far you can skip a rock across it.
I mean, I can literally just have my echo start walking into it.
You don't have an echo anymore.
You don't have an echo.
No, it's okay, guys. Let him try. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You've definitely had an echo this whole time.
Yeah,
Go
he,
ahead and teleport in there.
Echo. This whole time he's been hallucinating the echoes.
Viva was right on it with me. Guys, no. He definitely has echo powers.
Yeah.
Totally haven't been teleporting and shit this entire time.
He just hears the slithery voice in his head. It's all been a lie.
I mean, honestly, Viva, if you want to play it that way, like that change.
I'm pretty sure
Every time he's gotten lost in the vortex, he's out or in the void or whatever.
would
He's
make-
actually just been unconscious, trying to recover from the last time he echoed into something.
Yeah, this would put us in the realm of like all the movies where like this could not have possibly happened. Look at all the times his echo actually touched the fucking thing. It doesn't work.
No, from what I'm seeing online, people are just saying that the D&D Beyond hasn't made the third party stuff like incorporated with.
It wasn't a third party. This is so stupid.
Like it's under the Critical Role specific, so they're like none of the Critical
so
Role stuff
dumb.
are showing.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is their thing.
All right,
no,
you
it was
all
official. So for now,
figure
it's-
this.
Anyways, I can have my echo go out there if you'd like, because he totally exists.
Totally does.
I mean, but you can only go out 30 feet, right? So it's not like you're going that far.
I can fly with him.
But only up to 30 feet away from where you are, right?
Yeah, then I can fly above him and he can continue to walk.
Oh, I
Well,
see.
if
To
we're
show
already
you
going
the
out that
world.
way- If you're already going out that the whole reason we wanted to go out, wanted to send the echo out was so that none of us were over the water.
I mean, yeah.
You know,
so like
it's
here,
fine.
if I walk here with my tiny body and have my giant echo walk,
Fine.
See,
I mean-
it's so interesting. He thinks his echo is even bigger than he is.
My tiny elven body.
yeah, I don't know why I'm like we're all like a fourth of a square.
It's all right.
I like it. Makes me feel like the
So I
map's
can do
holding me.
that.
So can you see
just-
what he sees or what?
No, I need to be level 7 of an Echo Knight to transfer my consciousness into him.
I can see,
Alleged.
I can
Allegedly.
see your brain.
Oh, I don't like the whole transferring consciousness. That feels.
Yeah.
So it effectively turns it into Find Familiar, where I can go 1,000 feet away from my body.
But you only have like 1 HP too, right?
Yeah, you
So I'm sorry, if you transfer your consciousness into a being that has 1 HP, are you
feels
constantly
no pain.
fucking dying?
But no, it feels no pain. It feels no pain. Takes no damage from.
But your consciousness was in a thing that died, that ceased to
Okay,
exist.
That technically got like
However,
slapped.
if you want to go through how much of that is probably normal for Val and his fucked up mind,
Oh
that,
my gosh.
with the amount
So-
of like psychic bullshit that he's gone through over.
I'm
It's just like-
just my
I'm
head
debating
already
just telling
turned
Darth
into
to
he's
jump
never
in the
actually had
water.
echo. I can give
I'm
everyone
mad
fly. We
because-
can just fly over. Do we just want to do that?
For how long?
It's just a big old
10
fat
minutes?
an
spell.
hour.
10
Oh, I thought
minutes?
it was an hour for.
No, flies.
That's
I think
just
10
a
minutes.
big old fat spell. It's a very
Up to
beefy
10
spell.
minutes.
I
concentration.
can turn into creature and fly over the water as well.
I thought you were about to say you can turn invisible, and I was like, buddy, that's not gonna help.
The water can't see
Lord.
me, bitch.
Splash, 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 splash.
I know, right?
I can't do shit to me.
I mean, if we
Guys, we found something. We have to move forward. All right, we waited 3
Yeah,
months
yeah,
for
yeah,
this.
yeah,
No.
Come on, y'all.
I can carry someone if we want to like bump down the spell level.
It's fine. I'm going to use my 5th level spell. It'll be fine. Nothing terrible could happen ever, right? All right, we're gonna use.
Definitely not.
Why do you
Yeah.
have to fucking raise the flag like that? Like,
All right, so
don't raise the event flag, man.
Vommel, Valen, and myself, I have cast Fly on. Okay, so
Okay.
we are all able to fly, and along with Astrid and Val. It's a Darth will have to go in the hammer, but then we can just go over the water without going in the water. But we have 10 minutes, so let's move.
All right, so kind of group up as you can, and as you guys
Can I be-
begin to hover over the first main part of this
Can I
water,
be bigger, please?
you notice that
Help.
I can't hear
This
anything. I
here-
hear a squeak.
this here is
That's
closed
good.
off. You see like the start of an archway, but you notice that it seems to go down, and so it just disappears underneath the water. You see the top of a doorway here.
So
Well,
wait,
most
where's
of
the
it's-
archway? Sorry.
Is it straight across?
Okay,
Yeah.
this one's the archway. Okay.
And then this one you see the top of a door, but it's mostly underwater. And so really the only open space is over here.
Well,
All right, I have those marked correctly, Viva. Why did I not?
I don't know what your
archway's the center one, isn't it?
archway door, yes.
Sorry.
Archway. Door.
All right, so
Correct.
let's go. Let's go north.
Can
Come
I
on,
not
little
be
Val.
tiny? No.
All
Stop
right.
casting reduce on me.
So you guys continue to move your way north.
I mean, shit, at this point, I'll
Um,
just fit in Astrid's pocket.
Can I? Since I have more time on my fly,
Ben, can you move your character
since
with
I
us?
just have, can I just kind of? You said it's almost.
So that was me.
Is there anything down? Can I see anything down this way, or is it?
Which way are you talking about?
By door.
No, so
Door.
there's a door in front of you. Like there's a
Oh,
big
like a
iron
physical
doors.
door.
Yeah, big iron door in front of you.
Okay.
All right, let's keep heading north.
And the door seems to open towards you. So with all this
With all the water.
water in front of you, you can't seem to make
Okay.
a village.
All right, I'm gonna move into this next room.
To your left, you hear like some squeaking.
Val,
my
stop
gosh,
getting
it's a
over there.
rat
Come
king.
on.
You
Sorry.
see some like you hear some squeaking and then like some like kind of heavy dripping.
From where I am right now, just cresting the corner, I can't see anything.
No.
Okay.
In
Let's.
fact, who doesn't have dark vision?
We all have dark vision.
You all have dark vision? Okay. So you don't
does the
see
Goliath?
anything in particular.
I don't.
Oh, never mind.
Oh no.
I
don't
thought
think
we
we ever
solved
gave
it all
me
before.
goggles.
Doesn't his?
He emits
his-
light. You
his-
can do.
He emits
His-
light, yes.
Yeah.
I have ways of having vision. I'm just not a chitty motherfucker like the rest of you.
He really doesn't
What?
like our ancestry,
Listen,
is what he's saying.
Mine has nothing to do with my ancestry, so
How dare you?
I also don't have a magical item so I can see through the dark.
Meanwhile,
well,
Darth
it is
Vader is in
magic.
his
It is
hammer
magic.
with
Not an item.
goggles that would help.
Knowing Darth, you don't want to wear those goggles ever again. Those are
No.
only on Darth.
He offered them to you. You turned them down.
He wears a patch over one of them, and you know he's got pink eye. All right, like
There are holy reasons why I say no.
What the hell?
My
Alright.
oaths say no.
so this is all still water.
Everything is still water, so it's all within like
Oops, all water.
you can maybe see like maybe 5 to 6 feet of water.
Oh.
Except for this corner here, it seems like there's some sort of like mass or mound that
This
starts
one?
to kind of edge its way up over the water,
This
sticking
one?
itself out.
Sorry,
Mm-mm.
I want to make sure I was right. Okay, this one. Okay.
Does it look fuzzy, or does it look like
Uh,
ground?
It looks all sorts of different textures.
Okay.
Investigation checks. I mean, you guys could start moving your characters a little bit
Yeah.
freely if you want to get closer.
I,
to it.
I, I didn't want to trigger anything unless you were like saying keep going forward. So I'm gonna keep moving up.
I'll do an investigation.
I can't
Alright.
miss anything. I mean, I can cast
Okay,
Sunbeam.
17. So what you see of this mound is there is like jagged bones. There is fur. There is a kind of like a several different parts of things that all seem to be like piled up in this corner.
Is it giving Rat King vibes? Because that's actually legitimate. Like as like Emily, that is one of my real fears.
Then yes, it is.
Terrifying.
Wait, did you say Rat King?
Rat King. It's like it's not.
Not
It's
the
like a
exotic
little
handgun.
bit not the handgun. It's kind of like an urban legend.
It's not an
like-
urban legend.
That's
It is a
not-
real
No, it's a
thing.
real
It's a
thing.
real thing.
You're right. It is a real thing, but also like the giant
deny-
Rat Kings are more urban.
If you
legend.
deny the Rat King, he'll come and visit you.
I'm sorry, I didn't
means,
realize we
like,
had gone back to
gigantic,
Emily's
like-
like dark fantasy all of a sudden.
Gigantic
We've never
underwaterway rodent?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's a bad time.
Emily is all about the what's the word? Like urban legends,
Spooky?
so, like Lane.
Spooky.
She's on all those forums.
True. There are just random stairs in the middle of the woods
Oh God,
that technically lead to nowhere.
get me out of here.
Anyways, is it moving?
How close are you gonna get? Find out.
10 feet away because she has 10-foot reach.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm
I will
gonna
be
go-
right back.
I'm gonna stand
Yeah.
in the middle of this fucking room just in case something happens.
I think that's 10 feet. That feels right.
So
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
you
She's gonna poke her
move
way
up
into the
to
back
it.
corner.
the water seems to kind of like ripple off of it,
Ooh.
and you just kind of see it. Parts of it just kind of gurgle and move as if there's something underneath that's still burrowing underneath and eating the flesh below the fur.
Mm.
That's nasty.
That might be a hard path. And it hasn't noticed our existence yet?
No.
Keep an eye on that. But we won't let it do its thing. How about that? Do we like that plan? We'll keep an eye out.
Put a mental note. No.
Let's put a pin in that one.
All right, where are we moving?
Let's keep
What's
going this
going
way.
on?
We heard something over
Yeah.
here. We heard something over here. We're both walking away from all of them. We only
Yeah.
have 10 minutes,
Yeah,
so I
let's
want to
go
keep. I
west.
want to keep. You want to go west? There's nothing over there. We can see the end of the west.
Yeah.
No, this side's west, right?
Yeah.
All right,
There's
uh,
nothing
Balin,
over
do
there.
it.
Oh, okay.
Balin, do an investigation check.
Okay.
Viva! Can I not
Yeah.
be tiny anymore?
You hear a squeaking again coming from that corner.
Not the Rat King, it's the Rat Peasant.
So, Valen, you're just kind of like moving that way, but you hear like chirping and stuff, and
Oh
you
boy.
don't really know what's happening.
Chirping from the direction of west side?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
But you got to a point where you can kind of see that it's Not like you see all the walls, right? Like you see all the
Yeah, I
corners.
see all the walls. There's no enemy.
Not that you spot.
You could go closer and find out.
So basically, Valen talked out to the team saying that, hey guys, I heard some movement and noises on the west side wall. If you guys want to keep going north, I'm okay. But if you guys want to check it out on the west side, I'm okay too. Just letting you know there are some noises and movement over there.
It's not getting closer. I think it's like the other side. We just don't mess with it.
Okay.
I think once this water is disturbed, I worry that everything is going to come out of the woodworks.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the, ripples and predator shit. But since we have a time limit on fly, we should probably keep going.
Sure.
All right, so again, the water remains as deep as ever.
All right, are we good to keep going forward? I'm going to keep moving my character until you tell me to stop.
Assuming
Yeah, I would
more
say-
water.
I would say you make it into this last room. You notice that it is
The room I'm in? Okay.
a dead end. No signs of any beasts or creatures or anything like that, though.
Okay, I'm going to read the map, but you can tell me I'm misreading it.
You can
Is
do it
there
in-
a massive terrain in the middle?
You could do an investigation check.
I can do an investigation check. 25.
So you notice a giant drain.
Yeah.
Wait, but well,
Good night,
hold up.
folks. See you in 3 months.
No, hold up. The giant drain. No, but there's water. So the
I'm
drain
getting
doesn't
to
work
that
on it.
question next, Terry.
Okay.
Is there a way to open the drain?
So in your investigation, you notice you're hovering above this water, and you can see through liquid, and you notice that it's just like kind of you see the metal rim of what should be a drain, but you see like this thick I don't know, like, is it hair, is it fur, is it moss, that are all just like kind of sucked into the pores of this thing.
So we're talking shower drain shit.
This is my wife's shower drain. I don't know if you've seen how curly.
Is that stuff piled up to above the water level, or is it still below the water level?
It's well below the water.
Okay.
Like,
So we're not
You
hitting
guys
it
are
with a
able-
fireball. Burn off the moss and stuff like that.
I don't know. You want to be in a small enclosed room with a mystery liquid and throw a fireball
And
in
take
there?
3 steps back.
The answer
Now you
is
can throw-
always fireball.
Now you can throw the fireball.
No. Where,
I approve
dude,
of this.
First, the mystery liquid. Also, we're underground, like the methane gas and everything. You want to burn
I
it?
First
give
off,
a
if it was methane
Terry.
gas, you would know.
Hey, like we always say, science is not canon.
Science.
Let him do
canon.
it.
Science is canon. I will always stand on this ground. Science.
I
is
reach into
canon.
my back, I pull out my staff of fire.
No.
What could go wrong?
How deep's the water,
yes,
you
the
said?
amount of times that Liam has nearly killed our group. Go ahead, add one to the board.
I
All right,
know,
wall of fire.
seriously.
Wall of fire?
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna
I
see if
needed to
there's a
stay.
lever.
Oh, wait, I can't.
Whatever happened next is on you, Alex.
It always is.
I said, is there a lever? And he said no. So we're burning away. We're going to
Oh.
see what happens when I burn away
No
the moss.
lever. But it's underwater.
The
Yeah.
moss is like 5 feet underwater.
I think the wall of fire would still work.
Don't worry. The really smart wizard thinks that fire will work.
It's magical fire, first off. If you look up continual flame, it explicitly says it would work under fire and without air. So that's continual
work
flame.
under
So,
fire?
huh?
You just said it would work under fire.
Work underwater.
I see what you're
That's
doing,
different than
Astrid.
what you said.
I see what you're doing, and I'm okay with it.
I'm just trying to protect Vader.
Does anyone else have anything they would like to suggest before I
Dude,
just...
seriously,
Go
like,
ahead, roll your
Um,
stuff.
Hold on.
30
No.
damage on
Well,
my half.
okay. We came to the conclusion that touching this water is bad, correct?
Yes. That is
So
what I-
diving down there and trying to clear out the drain is bad,
Probably.
right?
I could always send my Echo down there to do it. He loves
He
doing
can't
shit
touch
like that.
anything.
What do you mean he can't? I touch shit all the time with the Echo.
No. The answer is you touched it all the time, and we keep pretending that you have an echo, but you really don't.
The Echo is corporeal. That's why I do damage
Oh,
to
I didn't-
stuff.
Okay, I didn't realize it was corporeal. That's my bad.
It's just translucent.
I'm just gonna keep going with this bit that there is no Echo Knight.
Yes. Yes, go and touch it.
You got it, Echo
I'm so
Knight.
Don't you have your stupid magic hand thing that you can do?
Yeah, but it can only ever move 5 feet of or 5 pounds of weight.
Well, just don't sit here for 4
Yeah,
hours.
I
It's
guess-
fine. You got nothing else to do. It's better than getting exploded.
Well, we only have 10 minutes.
Yeah, we only got
You're
10
the-
minutes.
Echo goes down and starts
Poking.
hacking at it with his swords to try and like break it up and clear it.
Underwater.
Yeah, you can still attack underwater. None of this is new.
All right, so you start hacking at it, and you start to see, like, those of you that stay above it start to see this like little tiny spiral of water, and
I
it seems as
see
though
Astrid moving 1 step away.
Yeah.
I've been doing that. I've been like slowly
Yeah.
taking back.
But as he hacks, as you all notice, as he hacks at it, like it chunks this up in the air, and then the water starts to drain, and it pulls more crap into the drain to block it. So it is a very slow process that we're going through.
Well,
And
good
this
thing
is
there's no
creating
time limit on my Echo.
Ripples, right?
It's creating what?
Ripples.
Yes.
Like
so
this is disturbing the
Oh
water.
yeah, I
Okay.
mean we're draining the water out of here. Of course, it's going to disturb the water.
Okay.
If you were
So-
going to send a fireball in there, I think the water would be quite disturbed as well.
Well, yeah. I'm just-
yeah, but
I'm
then you start
thinking
noticing
about-
the like a heavier amount of chirping and
A heavier flow.
I'm not gonna say nothing. Let's move on.
it was all there for us. Good job, gentlemen. We're mature. We did it. But yeah, so you start. So those of you, Valen, probably in the back, starts to hear like more, like of these like puttering of wings and chirping sounds.
Oh my God.
But this is still
That's what
taking.
I-
Make sure Valen's okay.
This is still taking quite a bit of time, and you guys only probably have like 5 minutes left on your flying.
Okay.
And there's still about probably 4 feet left of this water.
Better than where it was.
Well, they're gonna have to get back to.
But I mean, if we get it drained, then the flying doesn't matter anymore.
Correct. So. Well, I guess we won't
Here, and
immediately drown.
I'll go into my bag and I'll pull out the immovable rod and I'll toss it over to Liam. I'm like, here, you guys can use that and like some rope and just make yourselves a swing or something for. Just like tie a swing, like put it up, and then you tie like ropes down.
How
so
do
can
you
sit
think
on.
a swing works with 3 grown adults on it? One is a giant.
The immovable
And
rod.
I understand. And the removal rod is 6 inches. Okay, so we're gonna put 2
Is it?
pieces of string. Yeah,
That's
it's only.
not-
It is not very big.
And I know it's not very big, but it's not 6 inches.
It's
Shut up! Just shut up.
Even I caught that one.
Yeah, hey, we're all leaving things alone tonight. They're all been too easy.
we're off the
We're doing
rails.
so good.
Yeah. We're
The
all
removal
so
rod's description doesn't say how long it is.
Sure.
I guess it's up to the DM's discretion.
Whatever you tell yourself to help you sleep at night, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Question. This is out of left field.
That is always the answer, apparently.
Does the flying broomstick still exist?
That's how I'm flying.
Oh, that's how you're flying. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
So we just didn't tell him the whole time. He's
Wait.
just been using a regular broomstick,
Wait.
and he is an
No.
Eka.
What do you mean, wait?
No, the boomer flying is still here.
Okay.
I think. Should be. It's in my inventory.
Yeah, most magical weapons are marked as legacy right now, because there's no DMG.
I know. I'm
All right.
attempting to
So
make sure that I
so you
don't
guys
put in my
you
notes
guys
that
are
it
running up
kinda exploded.
against a timer problem.
Yes, please.
As this water is draining very slowly. And you guys all kind of feel yourself started getting like weighing down and getting close to that water.
I can technically carry someone.
Is there anything in your guys' tool sets that are helpful?
I can technically send the brute. Give me the rod. I'll sit on the rod, and you guys can take the broom. I can send it to one of you. It can carry up
Seems
to
really
400
uncomfortable to
pounds.
sit on the rod.
Yeah.
Sit on it sideways.
Yeah.
Like he puts
Yeah.
it sideways.
Okay. That makes it so much better.
No.
Get your mind out of the gutter, literally.
We're literally in the sewers.
I can't.
know.
We're surrounded
You're
by
in the
gutters. Where else
We've
do you want
become
my mind
one
to
with
be?
the
All right. So I can send the broom and it can carry 2 people, up to 400 pounds. So we just need to figure out. What to
If
do
you
for
here, just
Rommel.
all right. I can cast the 4th level
I-
spell to fly, and
Is it rude for me to ask how?
I think
Oh,
it would have been
how
rude
heavy
the
is
other way if
Violet?
they had asked you.
Violet.
whoa.
Yeah.
All right,
All of a
this
sudden,
is.
Liam's just like, how dare you?
Shut up, Alex. Shut up. Hey, Valen, you still have that staff, right?
The spider staff?
Yeah, this would be a great time to cast.
Oh
a
yeah,
web
yeah. We can
above us,
cast
so
I
you
can
guys
cast the
kinda
web.
hang out on that.
Hell yeah. Let's go. I didn't.
Fine hangout.
Hell yeah.
All right. Let's hear it, Valen.
So let me find a spell.
Just describe it.
Just web. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just do from here,
So-
here, here, and you guys can just sit on the web.
Yep. Hold up. Let me. Yeah. So Valen basically take out his spider staff and cast like a area of like spider webs to hold the territory so that the team can rest on it. Even though it could get a little bit sticky, but we're basically staying safe above the water as it drains.
Nice. You guys made a little trampoline hanging out above this water. Buying you guys certainly a lot of time.
Good call, David.
All right. And so now with no timer, you guys are gonna just kind of wait until just chop away at that.
Yes.
And the rest of you just hang out in Valen's sticky web. Several minutes pass, and all of a sudden, you guys finally see that most everything from the floor has passed, and you're able to come down from the web. All right, you guys are kind of able to freely move around now.
So the ground is dried out mostly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna peek around the corner.
I'm gonna get out of the web.
Which way are you looking?
I'm looking down back from where we came from.
Okay. So you hear chirping coming from your right.
Okay.
But you don't see anything. So you're free to move forward.
There's nothing in this train room.
Which one?
Well,
If you
I guess
hit control and left click, you should be able to kind of point me to what you're thinking.
These skeleton, nothing here.
Oh,
where the drain room.
Oh,
where,
okay, sorry. No. So amongst the things that you find in there are several like skeletons and corpses of beings. What you had seen amongst, like, it certainly wasn't just moss. It had been carcasses. It had been pelts of things that had transpired here. But as you kind of like sift through it, if you will, nothing of note.
I mean, I guess now that the water's gone, we can get back to
Can I
the other two areas. The archway and the door should be
Yeah, let's
easier
start
to
heading
access.
towards, I guess, Archway first.
before we move out of here, while we're going through that pile to investigate it, can I do a survival check just to see if there's any more information that I can glean of like what might have caused these things, what might have been, like what kind of creature might have been hunting to look for these things, and just gather information of, this is the evidence that I have for what could have done this kind of deal.
Okay, so yeah, so you're looking at like some of the carcasses, bones, remnants of the past, and your survival check. So it's a litany of different things that you see that may have caused this. Like, one, whatever it is, had like cleaned these bones from any meat. They're almost like bleach white, but you see on several of them like jagged chunks taken out, as if had been bitten by like sharp teeth, slashed with razor claws. You see indication that there are scorch marks around the walls and around the bodies itself. But it's
So you're
It's,
saying fire was used here.
at some point.
Yep. If there's nothing else in here, then I will dismiss the echo and group back up with everyone.
I guess with that survival 24 and with
Mhm.
that information and what you already know of what's been told, you have an expectation of possibly the kind of types of creatures should be meeting at these depths.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking somewhere between. I don't know. Do I know? I'm like me. I'm trying to remember the names of some of these things. Cave dwellers. They weren't aberrations. They were monstrosities, I think.
What are you talking about?
Just I'm trying to remember what kind of like random shit that might show up down in this area.
Well, there are aberrations that would fit down here. There are monstrosities that would be down here. There's a lot of different things that could be down here. Let's just keep walking.
All right. Well, be prepared for some shit.
Don't worry. After seeing the castle, I'll be prepared for anything.
Oh. Hey, Astrid.
Mhm.
You might want to do your sniffing thing. I think we might have some more rude guests down here.
Is there any investigation you guys want to do in this area, or are you guys good to continue?
I'm
Just looking for her
doing-
divine sense.
I'm doing divine sense.
Um,
And so basically that's like a 60-foot radius of celestial fiend undead.
for how long?
Uh until the end of turn.
So that's her radius.
Yeah, you're picking up some stuff.
Some stuff.
Yeah, you're picking up some stuff for sure.
I'm assuming over here.
No, that
Oh.
pile you don't like, and it's still squirming and moving, but
Yeah.
you're picking up stuff through, that's like south of you still. And so if I'm gonna just
Yeah, just
sorry,
move us.
no. And I would say you guys stand in front of these large iron doors, and this wretched stench comes, even the
Oof.
is watertight, airtight for you, Ashley. This wretched stench comes through that door.
That's
Yep. And that's where we'll take a break right now.
Okay.
okay.
Do we
Mhm.
break, or is that our evening? Because it is midnight here.
Midnight.
Oh, is it? Okay, we can do that.
I'm good
either
to
way. I
play
think-
next
I
week
think-
as well. So
I think this puts us to a spot of a decent stop before getting into anything major. It also gives us a week to look at character sheets and stuff for everybody else.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. If you
well,
guys are all
my
cool,
next
I'm cool.
week is pretty slow because China is on holiday for the entire week. So I'll take time to look at it.
Schedule time to look at it with one of them, Terry.
Huh?
Take a time to schedule to look at it with David or Alex.
Okay. I'll reach out to them.
The other thing you should do really quickly, Terry, because your character is
Mhm.
actually going to be generally easy to convert.
Mhm.
Look at in D&D Beyond on the app. You can go download the new 2024 rulebook, and then go read through the Bard section, and then your Valor Bard. So then read the Valor Bard section. So
Mhm.
those are 6 pages in total you would have to read, maybe. But just take a look at those because it'll give you an idea of what you're doing now as what's been updated. They made the Valor Bard much more combat oriented. And I think it gets weapon mastery. So weapon mastery is just something else you'll just need to we'll mark off, and you can use these different on hit effects effectively.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Okay. Noted.
All right, I guess we'll end
I
here.
believe Ben went to bed, so I think we.
I don't think
Yeah.
he's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think
because
he's
which is
coming back.
fine, which is also why I think finding a place to stop
Oh, here he is.